you may want to write this down. 50%, it's right at 50% of all sales are happening offline now in most metropolitan areas. So if we went around the United States of America, not so much in Canada, but around the US, and we looked at statistically what's selling and what's not selling, what's closing and what's not closing, and you looked at the tax rolls versus the MLS data, what you discover it's right around 50%, give or take 10%, in these big metropolitan marketplaces around the United States, property selling outside of MLS. Write that one down. About half of all home sales selling outside of MLS. So not a big secret. We told you that was going to be a thing. That would be part of your future. There'd be less and less and less homes being sold through and around and about MLS. So if we have time today, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But go pull up that email, because I use the opportunity to talk to you guys about momentum. So I would write this one down too. If you want your business to be different over the next 3 to 4 months, understand that where your business is right now is a direct result of what you were doing 3 or 4 months ago. I think everybody knows that. So one more time, whatever's happening in your enterprise right now is a direct result of what you were doing 3 or 4 months ago. So if you don't like kind of where it's at today, like if it's down or not up or whatever it is, if you're not crazy about it, you do understand it was something that you did or didn't do 3 or 4 months ago that has caused the effect to happen this time frame later. That's the way the real estate industry rolls. People buying and selling real estate is a process, not an event. So why am I bringing this up? Because 3 or 4 months from now, all right, your business can be up or down, where you want it, where you don't want it, but it's a direct result of what you're doing today. So you either have to continually create momentum in your business, or you've got to increase it. So do you guys remember during COVID, how many of you guys' business was really going, like it was going really well during the COVID time? It was up. All right, type into the comments and chat if like you were like, man, my business is pretty good right now. Like, this is amazing. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not going to ask you to type into the chat, but when that was going on, surely you knew that some of those were market forces. It was being driven by market forces. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily your own momentum that you created. Like momentum had developed for you, not necessarily because of your own doing. Hopefully you guys understand that. You got to be able to recognize that when you own your own business, whether this is your own doing or whether it's just some market forces, things are just kind of lining up for you. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because when business is pretty good, you know what you do? You increase momentum. You must put more logs on the fire, invest more money, bring on more people. And that's kind of counter intuitive, because some entrepreneurs are like, things are going pretty good right now. I don't know if I want to mess it up. Maybe I should take a vacation and those kinds of things. And before you know it, the market forces correct themselves. And it's like, oh my gosh, that wasn't really me. That was pretty much a supply and demand issue in the marketplace. Now I'm in trouble. So whenever your business is going to get smoking good again, if it's not right now, it will. But when it does, just remind yourself of that. Anytime you've got an increase, create more momentum, increase momentum. Right now, if your business is not quite where you want it to be, you've got to create momentum. You have to find some mechanism to create it, right? It's like being out on a deserted island and you're stuck, like you're there. What are you going to do? You got to make a fire. You got to rub some sticks together and make you a little fire there. If you don't, you're going to die. It's the same thing with your business right now. If you don't create momentum, you're going to. So what can you do to create momentum? Well, you're on the Zoom meeting. That's a good start. But I got news for you. There's only 60 or 70 of us here. So we're missing about another 40. So either those people are smoking busy right now. They're involved in that. They can't get here, or they forgot, or they didn't know about it. I don't know. But for those of you that are here, that's what we're going to help today. Okay. So you got to show up more. That's what I did. And I talked about that in my email. I just showed up more. So this event coming up in Cancun, it might be a stretch for some of you guys based on having a business where your pending sales might be a little bit off. It's just the reality of it, man. That's when you have to create momentum. Can you do that staying back home and like working more hours? Probably not. That's just working more hours. You got to make some serious changes in your business. And it starts with what you think about and how you think about things. So your thoughts are going to manifest into the differences that need to be made in your business. I don't know how you change those thought patterns without getting away from your present circumstance and being around people that are just into innovation and doing things differently. It's the best advice I got for you.